Hi, welcome to the Stitches Society's 50 Stitches Cal. Um, I've been absolutely blown away by how many people have wanted to join in. It's been an absolutely incredible couple of weeks. Um, as of filming this, we've got 4,000 people in the Facebook group and 1,000 subscribers to the YouTube channel, which is absolutely amazing. So I thought I'd come on, and for those of you who haven't come across the crochet along before, give you tell you a bit about it, and um, just to all of you that have. So the crochet along came about because I've been teaching crochet for a little while online, and one of the common things that I get told a lot is people saying I can only do a granny stitch or I can only crochet squares, and I find it very frustrating because it's basically a lack of confidence. Um, what people sometimes realize is that crochet is made up of building blocks. But there's only about six of these building blocks, and all these complicated stitches you see are just these six stitches rearranged. There are some exceptions, obviously, where different techniques are used, but probably about 90% of all stitches are just made using these six building blocks. And I wanted a way to encourage people to try different stitches, um, to support them as they did it, but not just get stuck with just another stitch and only have two that they were confident making. I want to do more than that. And then I was looking around for ideas, and I came to realize just how popular crochet alongs are. Over the past few years, there's been so many, and they're really popular, not least because they create a community. And, well, as you know, crochet is a very solitary thing to do a lot of the time. And it brings people together who can't necessarily go out and meet others and do this. And it's a fabulous community. But the only downside to these crochet alongs is that they tend to be done over a 10-week period. And when you're crocheting something like a blanket, which is what a lot of them are, you have to spend hours every week to keep up. And although these groups don't shut down after the 10 weeks, it can be very disheartening if you fall behind and kind of drop out. You might put the project away and not complete it. I mean, I started a cal myself about 6 months ago. I still haven't completed it. I couldn't keep up. And or I mean, I love my crochet, but I'm a mum. I've got a little 4-year-old running around, and I have a day job as well. I just don't have the time to spend hours and hours a week crocheting as much as I'd love to. I can't, so I can't keep up with these crochet alongs either. So I decided to put the two together. Let's have a crochet along. It's got 50 stitches, but we do it at a slow pace. It's a stitch a week, and we're going to be making small squares like this. So this is actually the first square. This is being released on Friday the 3rd, so just 2 days away now. And it's, well, mine's coming out about 16 centimeters across, and that's it for a week. That took me less than 2 hours to make, and you could find, most people could find 2 hours a week to crochet, and that's all you got to do every week. So it's over a year. So it's 50 stitches. I say 50 stitches or techniques. Um, one a week for 50 weeks. And in the end, we're going to join them together to make a sampler blanket. So you can have all your beautiful stitches joined together in the end. So it is a bit of a time commitment for the year, but I'm going to have full support for you. There's the Facebook group, which I will put a link in the bottom of this video. Please come and join. It's turning into such a friendly and really supportive community. It's absolutely amazing to see it come together. All the tutorials will be videos and will be on this channel, so subscribe, please subscribe, and you'll get all the tutorials provided. It's free, it's completely free to join, no catch. I'll be publishing the patterns both written on my blog and here on YouTube, so you can follow whichever way is um, ideal for you, and they're never going to go anywhere. They're here permanently. So if you don't keep up or you miss a week, don't worry, you are not time limited. The videos and the patterns will always be there. If you need help, come over to the Facebook group and I will give it. And so will, I'm sure, many others will help out as well. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm loving how the community is developing. It's absolutely brilliant. So what yarn are we using? Let's grab my yarn here. So I'm using, oh dear, just caused a bit of a yarn avalanche. So I'm using Rico Cotton Creative. You don't have to use cotton for this. It's just my fibre of choice. I prefer cotton, just I like the feel of it. I don't get on well with wool or acrylic, but you can use any fibre of your choice. Although it's called Aran weight, it's actually a thin Aran, so you can easily substitute DK as well. But if you do want to use a different weights of yarn, that's absolutely fine. You might have to play around with your hook sizes. The only thing to bear in mind when it comes to the hooks is that because different stitches work up at different gauges, I've had to switch hook sizes. So I'm using a 3.5mm, a 4mm, 4.5mm, and there's a random 5.5mm in there as well. If you go for a thicker or a thinner yarn, you might have to play around with your hook sizes. And the way to do that is find the smallest hook that you're comfortable using with your yarn. And then get a hook that's 0.5mm bigger than that smallest one, and a 1mm bigger, and a 2mm bigger. There we go. Quick maths. It's a bit light here. But yeah, those are the hook sizes you will need. So the yarn is the same weight throughout. It's just because of how different stitches work up is why we have to play with the hook sizes. Because to join all the squares together, they've all got to be made up to the same size. So that's how we're going to do that. What other common questions have we got? I think I've been through most of them. Oh, colours. I'm using 4 colours for this, but don't let that limit you. I'd say you need a minimum of 2, just because I've got some colour changing squares, like this one. That's a lovely bobble stitch. But I'd say minimum of 2 colours and you'll be absolutely fine. But there's no maximum. Go crazy. It's a great stash busting project. And actually the squares I'll be making up with the tutorials, I'm using my stash for those. So it's going to be very colourful. I've got a lot of colours in my stash. But yeah, it's I'd love to see. I mean, I have been seeing all the colours people are choosing in the Facebook group, and there's some absolutely beautiful combinations, and I cannot wait to see how they turn out. We've got people from all over the world joining in. It's incredible to see where everybody's from. Crochet terms. Although I'm from the UK, I'm using US terms, just because that's how I learnt. I will be giving the UK translations in the patterns, so you can transform fairly easily. But otherwise, everything will be in US terms. I did consider filming 2 different videos, but I have a nasty habit of falling back into US terms without thinking about it, so it probably wouldn't work too well. But it's they're fairly easy to translate. There's not a huge amount of difference, so don't let that put you off. And of course, if you want any tutorials on how you the basics of crochet, I've got lots of videos on my YouTube channel, so go have a look. You might find something useful in there. But if there is something you do need, a tutorial that's not there, please let me know. Drop me a message or pop a comment, and I will answer, and I can put it on the list. I do have another Facebook group for people who are beginning in crochet. I do a lot of tutorials and posts in there, which you're more than welcome to come and join. I'll put a link to that in the description as well. And I think that covers it. If I have missed anything, please let me know. But otherwise, the first square is released 8 p.m. GMT time, and on Friday, the 3rd of January. It'll be released every Friday from then on. Future squares will be released at an earlier time, just because I'm double checking, triple checking everything is why it's going out so late this time. But I can't wait to get started, and I cannot wait to see how you get on. I'm here if you need me. I've got moderators in the group as well, so the group is kept an eye on pretty much 24 hours a day now. And so there's always somebody there to help if you need it. But I really hope you enjoy this crochet along, and I cannot wait to see how it progresses. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for wanting to do this. I really am away by how popular it is. It's been incredible couple of weeks, and I can't wait to get you all to know you better. So thank you, and bye for now.